So now that we have all of these top four shapes in their holes and they're not moving out, let's go ahead and look at the next part of the directions. Well, what else do we need? We inserted all of these in place. What about the bottom? Okay, let's look at the bottom view. Well, on the bottom, we should have these 4 foot pegs on it. And if you look, they're inserted in place. We're not inserted, but they're locked in place on the bottom. And the first 4 looks like they're just stuck to the edge. If you look, they line up with the edges of our base. But this one here in the middle, it looks like somehow it's stuck in the middle. So let's talk about how to do that. Let's start by placing the 4 foot pegs at each of the corners on the bottom of the base, flush with the sides. And I just read the directions and do it. So let's go to the bottom view. And let's go ahead and use mates and flushes to get these stuck in place. So first things first, I'm going to mate each one of these to the bottom of my peg. And so I'm just mating each one first. Just getting them generally in place. Now if I get out of this, each one of these should be able to move forward and back, left and right, because I've only given them one constraint. To hold them in place, all I need to do is go to my flush feature, and I'm going to lock each one flush to my peg. So I'll go to the next corner, and I'll make each one of these flush, and I'm making sure I'm hitting flush and not mate, right? I'll go to the next corner, and I'll continue. And at this point, you can finish those foot pegs, those outside foot pegs on your own. But what about this center one? If we look back at our directions, it says it's in the middle of the base, and if we look, it even gives us a dimension of 1.625 from the left and 1.625 from the right. So it's centered, and that is the center. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's figure out how to do that. So I'm going to flush this to this edge, and I'm going to type in an offset. Right here, I'm going to type in an offset of 1.625. And I'm going to hit apply. And so if we look at it, what we just did, if I get out of this, is I made it stuck in place, forward and back, but I didn't tell it where it can't go left and right. And so it's just like a flush, it's just offset. So I'm going to do the same thing for left and right. I'm going to select my flush tool. I'm going to tell this face to be flush with this one, but not really flush. Flush 1.625 offset. And that's how to put your foot pegs on. Go ahead and finish this one on your own.